All right, welcome back to the TOEFL Secrets Podcast, everyone. So glad you're here. Today, we're really diving into something I think a lot of us might overlook, right? It's the read an email task in the TOEFL reading section. Like, it sounds so simple, but I feel like it's got a catch, you know?
Absolutely, Emma. You've hit the nail on the head. So many students, they see these email questions and they think, oh, easy points. I can just, breeze through this. And that's exactly where ETS, the test makers, they just kind of like tuck away these really subtle, really tricky traps. And that's what we want to dissect today, right? We want to show you how to read these emails like, well, an examiner would, not just, your everyday casual reader.
Oh, that's so smart, like an examiner. Because I feel like when you're just reading your own emails, you kind of skim, you get the gist. But this is different, isn't it? Like it's not about the gist, it's about what exactly?
It's about precision, Emma. It's absolutely about precision. And the thing is, before we even peek at the questions, there's a key strategy. For these read and email tasks, TOEFL is really testing your ability to do three core things. First point, identify explicit consequences. This is huge. Second, make truly logical inferences, not just assumptions. And third, you've got to avoid answers that sound super reasonable. They just ring true, but they're not actually stated anywhere in the text. They're just implied outside the text.
Okay, so explicit consequences, logical inferences, and avoiding assumptions. That sounds like a mental checklist you should be running through for every single one of these. That's really, really good advice. And I can imagine even a short email, every single sentence probably just carries so much weight, doesn't it? You really can't skip anything.
Exactly. Every single sentence matters. And that's the whole point. We're gonna look at a sample email now. It's a classic campus parking notice. And the first sentence, right? It says, if you registered a vehicle to park on campus this semester, please make sure your parking permit is renewed by April 10th. So Emma, what do you instantly pull from that first line? What's the core info there for you?
Ooh, okay. So, well, obviously it's for students who already have a car registered for campus parking. So it's not for everyone, right? And then there's this really specific deadline, April 10th. So it's not, sometime next month. It's a hard date. Is that kind of what you're getting at?
Absolutely spot on. So you're already thinking like an examiner. It establishes the target audience, students with registered vehicles, and it introduces that really crucial deadline. Now, the next sentence in this email, it says, vehicles without a valid permit after this date may receive a parking ticket. Emma, that one really jumps out to me as a classic TOEFL consequence statement, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. May receive a parking ticket. That's a pretty direct consequence, isn't it? It's not vague at all. It's a clear cause and effect statement. If you do this, this might happen. And TOEFL loves that, right? They love those very explicit outcomes. It's not really asking you to guess. It's just telling you,
They absolutely love it. It's a direct consequence, plain as day. And that's why students have to pay really close attention to those kinds of sentences. Because, the answers often just reflect that direct language. Now, here's another key line. And I think this one's often overlooked by students who rush. It says, students who no longer require parking access should notify the parking office before the deadline. What does that line tell you, Emma? What's the subtle takeaway there?
Oh. No longer require parking access. Should notify the parking office. At first read, I might just skim that. But now that you're pointing it out, it's actually really important, isn't it? It means there's a choice involved. It's not just renew or get a ticket. It's if you don't need it, you can just tell them. So it gives you an option, a way out, if you will. I feel like that introduces a level of flexibility that, yeah, I totally might have missed if I was just rushing. That's really subtle, but very important for inference, I guess.
It's crucial for inference. You nailed it. It introduces choice and flexibility, which, believe me, a lot of students just completely miss because they're so focused on the permit and the ticket part. They don't see that opt-out option. This line is actually super important for a specific question we're going to look at, question 102. So let's jump into question 101. It asks, what will happen if students park on campus after April 10 without a valid permit?
Okay, so question 101.
What will happen if students park on campus after April 10 without a valid permit? So we're looking for like that clear consequence again, right? You said explicit consequences. So if I'm breaking it down, it's asking about a specific time, a specific situation, and then, the result. So the answer has to just match what's like directly stated, not what I think should happen or what sounds reasonable. Is that kind of the right mindset?
Absolutely the right mindset, Emma. It has to match a clear consequence, not an assumption. Let's look at option A. Their student ID cards will be deactivated. Now, this is such a classic trap, isn't it? It sounds like typical institutional punishment. ETS knows students associate violations with like ID deactivation or access being cut off. But what's the problem here?
Oh my gosh, yeah, that feels so real world, right? Like, oh, parking violation, they're going to turn off my ID. But I just reread the email and nowhere, like literally nowhere, does it mention ID cards or system access or even like academic penalties. So yeah, I got to eliminate that one immediately. It's just not there. What about option B? They will lose access to campus buildings.
Another assumption-based trap, Emma. Parking does not equal building access. It's ETS testing your ability to separate related but distinct concepts. Parking policies don't automatically affect campus access, unless it's explicitly stated in that email, which it isn't. So yeah, no textual support. Eliminate that one too. And then option C, they will be required to purchase a new vehicle. I mean, Emma, that one is it's intentionally absurd, right? But some students under pressure, they still choose it. It just goes to show how quickly people can misread.
Oh my gosh, purchase a new vehicle? That's just like beyond. Like, come on, that just makes me giggle a little. But it just goes to show you that, they're trying to see if you're actually reading, not just skimming. So obviously we can eliminate that one. It's illogical, totally unsupported. So that leaves us with option D. They may receive a parking ticket. And I'm guessing this is the one because it matches what we read, right? Like word for word almost.
Bingo, Emma. That's exactly it. Option D matches the email almost word for word. Vehicles without a valid permit after this date may receive a parking ticket. And notice too the modal verb may. TOEFL often keeps that exact same modality in the correct answer. It's a little linguistic clue, a nice little trick for test takers to pick up on. So yes, correct answer is D. So the key lesson from this, right, is when TOEFL asked about consequences, you've got to look for those explicit outcomes, match the exact wording, and just ignore anything that sounds official but isn't actually stated in the text. Got it?
Got it. No assumptions, only what's explicitly stated or directly supported. Okay, that's super clear. So moving on to question 102 now. It says, what can be inferred about the parking office's policy? And the word inferred here, Marcus, that's like a huge signal, isn't it? This means it's not just directly in the text, but it's got to be logically supported. It's got to come from, what's implied.
Absolutely, Emma. Inferred is the operative word there. It means it's not directly stated, but it must be logically supported by the text. So let's dive into option A. It does not allow students to contact the office in advance. What's your immediate reaction to that one, given what we just discussed about the email?
Oh gosh, my immediate reaction is like, no way. That option A totally contradicts the email, doesn't it? Because the email literally says students should notify the parking office before the deadline. So it definitely allows you to contact them in advance. It actually encourages it. So yeah, eliminate that one. It's the opposite meaning. That's a pretty clear trap.
Exactly. Direct contradiction. Eliminate immediately. Now, let's look at option B. It provides options for students who no longer need parking access. This, Emma, this is where those careful readers, like you, they really win. Remember that subtle line we talked about?
Oh, yes. The one about students who no longer require parking access should notify the parking office before the deadline. So, even though the word option isn't used, the fact that you can notify the office if you don't need parking, that implies, flexibility or an opt-out choice, which is an option. So yeah, that makes perfect sense. It's not explicitly said, but it's totally, totally implied. I like that.
You got it. Even without the word option, the policy clearly allows choice, allowing students to opt out. That's a strong logical inference. So yes, correct answer is B. Now, what about option C? It charges a higher fee for renewing permits early. This is a common financial inference trap, isn't it? It just sounds like something a university might do.
Yeah, it totally does. Like early bird special, but reversed. But again, I'm thinking back to the email and there's just zero mention of like cost or payment or pricing anywhere in that short email. So it's just, a new piece of information that just isn't supported. So yeah, got to eliminate it. And then option D, it closes parking facilities after April 10. That one, Marcus, also sounds like logical if you read it quickly, almost like it's an extension of get your permit renewed or else.
Right? It sounds plausible if you're rushing, but read carefully, Emma. It says enforcement begins after April 10, not closure. Parking facilities still exist. It's just the rules that change and enforcement becomes active. So no, it's a misinterpretation. Eliminate that one too.
Okay, that makes so much sense. Like the parking is still there, you just might get a ticket. So the key lesson from question 102 then, it's all about logical extension of the facts, no contradictions, and absolutely no new assumptions, right? Like if an answer, introduces new information, it's almost always going to be wrong, which is a really good rule of thumb for these inference questions. Wow, so much to unpack in what seemed like, a simple email.
Absolutely, Emma. Those are the critical takeaways. So just a quick recap for everyone listening. For question 101, the correct answer was D. They may receive a parking ticket. And for 102, it was B. It provides options for students who no longer need parking access. And our final expert advice for these read and email tasks is it's not about speed, guys. It's absolutely about precision. You cannot rush these. You've got to slow down, read carefully.
Yeah, like really emphasize that precision because I think it's easy to just like want to get through it fast, but this has totally shown me that that's where the traps are. So if I'm listening, I should always ask myself, is this stated, is this implied, or is this just something I like totally assume? Those are really good questions to keep in mind, I think.
Exactly, Emma. Those 3 questions are your best friends in the TOEFL reading section, especially for emails. If you want dozens of tasks just like this with full explanations and really detailed trap analysis, you should totally check out TOEFL Reading Mastery 2026 on Amazon. It really trains you to think the right way, not just, guess randomly. Thanks for listening to TOEFL Secrets Podcast, everyone. Train smarter, read precisely, and score higher.